My main goal with my YouTube channel is to wake more people up to the impacts of consumerism, mostly on our planet. If you didn't already know that, you might need to hit the subscribe button. I talk a lot about how consumerism impacts our planet because I care about it a lot. But I also care about humans a lot. I care about what we spend our money on, putting ourselves in bad financial places, and I care about our mental health. Those things are all very important to me. And so I make videos where I remind you that you don't need to buy more things to be happy, and that if you buy less things, you will be a better human to the planet and your wallet. This video is no difference. I got the motivation or inspiration for this video from Alexa Sunshine. It's always sunny here. Boop. She made a video about purchases you will always regret, and I related to a lot of those things, so I thought I would give you, from my perspective, why I have regretted purchases like this, why you probably will too, and overall to convince us that we should buy less stuff. The first type of clothing purchase that I think you will always regret buying is the thing that is going to fit you later. Clothing that you aspire to someday be able to fit into. I cannot tell you how much I hate this mentality. Just thinking about it enough to tell you the category made me angry. I'm so angry. I witnessed so much of this type of purchasing in my childhood from all of the women around me. They would buy things so that they could fit into it one day when they lose weight, when they go on a diet, whatever the narrative they were telling themselves that one day they would fit into this thing. Number one, it's a terrible reason to make a purchase. That is, you should buy things that you need and not things that like maybe someday you will want. I digress. I think making a purchase like that and having something like that in your line of vision on a regular basis is just toxic. I think constantly reminding yourself that you're not good enough or that you're trying to work towards something so that you can wear something. I feel like it also fuels this narrative that your worth is defined by what you're wearing, which is just a whole other icky thing. I was modeled this behavior a lot as a child, and then I spent most of my young adult life trying to decouple my value from my physical appearance. I say trying because I don't know that I have completely detached those things just yet. We're always working on it. But I feel that making purchases like that has to be so damaging to our little brains that I feel like you're always going to regret it. You walk by that thing and you regret buying it. You regret that you're not the size that you would fit into that thing for. You should regret it because of the feelings it brings up every time you see it. It just is bad. It's bad for you. It's bad for your wallet. It's bad for the planet. It's not good for anyone to be buying things that hopefully one day you can fit into. Although I can see it now in the comments. Someone has found the exception and they're going to leave it in the comments. Trust, believe. But from my perspective, that is a purchase that you will always regret buying. And another one that's kind of similar but a little bit different is what I would say buying clothes for your future self or for your fantasy self. This is buying clothes for like, one day I will be a hiker. One day I will be a farmer, like a gardening person. One day I will be a skater. One day I will be a biker. Like all of those things that you want to be, but you're not already. I feel like this type of buying happens a lot in the new year because we are bombarded with the concept of like being healthy, being fit, new you, new me, all that kind of stuff a lot at the beginning of the year, right? And I think that's when a lot of this type of purchasing happens. One day I will be doing yoga 5 times a week. One day I will be a cyclist. One day I will be all of these sort of things, which this video is about purchases you will regret buying. But I have to say that also thinking that the way you become someone who is into pottery is like dressing like you are that person instead of just being that person. And then like you don't have to dress a certain way to be a certain person. You don't just like you don't have to look a certain way to be a person. And then like I digress. We should focus more on the doing, and then if the aesthetic comes along with it, then we won't regret that purchase. But if we get ahead of ourselves and make the purchase before we do the thing, I do think most of the time, yeah, we will regret those purchases. Something I always regret buying is the lower quality version of something that I want or need, okay? I have made this mistake so many times that in 2025 I have dedicated myself to making sure that the purchases I do make are quality over quantity and cost per use. And I don't just mean quality in terms of lasting, I also mean quality in terms of like craft. I can't tell you how many times I've seen something on Pinterest and like fallen in love with it and then been like, oh, I need that thing, and then sought out to try to find it on like Poshmark or Depop or ThreadUp or etc. just to see something that was kind of similar and settle for it, and then it gets here and the material is just not right. The fit is just not there. The quality of like the threading or whatever it is just not the same. And I regret it every single time. every single time. That is a cycle I've put myself into several times, that I have caught on to the fact that I'm doing it, and I am trying my best to combat it at this point. But I also feel that way when it comes to like essentials, things that you wear on like a very regular basis. It feels like something that's so simple and basic, and you should just buy whatever old, cheap, normal, low quality, basic version of that thing because it's just another one of those t-shirts or something. But I feel like that is also something I always regret. If the fit isn't right, if the size isn't right, if the material isn't right, I will regret buying the lower quality version of it. So I'm so excited to work with today's sponsor, Organic Basics, because they are the opposite of all of those things. Like, you know, when you settle for the cheaper or lower quality version of something, I don't know about you, but me, I will continue looking for that thing until I find something that just works. Because when I am going to get dressed in the morning and I'm just looking for my basics, if the thing that I'm putting on is making me not want to get dressed or not want to wear it, it makes my life more complicated. And as a certified millennial, I am learning that investing in the pieces that you're going to wear long term, investing in your basics, is the best thing to do. And just investing in the things that you know will add value to your wardrobe instead of settling for the lower quality version. Something about it, man. Something as basic as a black t-shirt, if you buy the right one and it makes getting dressed easier in the morning, it just makes my life easier, and I don't have to keep looking for something that is better. I don't go out looking to repurchase it because it doesn't have like a weird material that makes me sweat more. It doesn't stretch out in a weird way that makes me not feel good about myself, and the silhouette is timeless. And that's why I love Organic Basics, because their pieces are designed to last, not only in quality but also in style. Because if something is like a certain super trendy silhouette, in a few months, if it's not, you're not going to want to wear it anymore. And the goal for me, as someone who cares about sustainability, is keeping the things that I have because they will last in quality and in style. And Organic Basics is just really good at doing that. When you go to a brand that is good at specializing in sustainable basics, of course they're the people who know how to do that best. And Organic Basics is focused on the wardrobe staples that you actually live in, like the soft tank you will layer under absolutely everything, the undies that don't stretch out in a month, or the leggings that you keep reaching for because they just feel the best. So for example, this black t-shirt, I think it's coming with age, realizing that like a good t-shirt is worth talking about, investing in, researching the perfect one. And this is their flex tee made with organic cotton. I also wore the green one the other day in my live stream. Chef's kiss. And if you follow me over on Instagram, you will know that I live in tube tops in the summer because I live in Austin, Texas, and it's very hot. It's easy to layer tube tops under anything if I'm wearing like a breezy shirt or something like that. So I will be layering Organic Basics tube tops over and over. This summer will be no different for me. When you go to a brand that does good basics, best ankle socks I've ever worn. I'm just gonna say that. And that's how all of their items are sustainable, but they're not just doing the sustainability talk. Their factories are certified. Their fabrics are all very thoughtful and transparent. The whole process, they have so much information with for transparency on their website. And they're part of 1% for the planet, which is incredible for me. And they're not about trying to get people to buy more, just to buy better. And that's why I'm super excited to work with them. As a sustainability content creator, it is really hard to find brands that align with me. I turn down a lot of them. And so when I find one that does align, I'm just so excited to bring that information to you. And on top of that, if you're interested in trying them, they are offering you guys 10% off with code ShelbyS10, and I'll leave a link in the description to all of the things that I mentioned. So I hope that if you are in the market for sustainable basics that will last you in quality and in style, you check them out whenever you are in the market for that sort of thing. I always regret buying trendy clothes. They can be micro trends, they can be like longer term trends, they can be just trendy colors. It doesn't matter what it is. If the trend is a very micro trend, something that like just came into the ether, something that's gonna come and go within a couple months' time, after that time has passed, I will look back at it, and I think you will too, and regret that purchase. When I say that these purchases are things you'll always regret, it doesn't mean the next day. It could mean a couple months from now, a couple years from now. The point of buying clothes is not just to wear them 1 or 2 times and then get rid of them, right? If you look back at a purchase that you made a month ago and you don't feel good about it, you regret buying it. And this can be anything from colors to prints to silhouettes, those sort of things. And I don't know if it's fair to say, but I feel like this category speaks a lot to like fast fashion purchases, because if something is something that you only want to wear once and then you're done with it, I feel like you kind of regret buying it. It sounds like it wasn't worth it. It sounds like a form of regret. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Clothes that look good standing up, but not being lived in. Please tell me if you have ever made a purchase like this, because I absolutely have. Up until maybe a couple years ago, I would see things like, I don't know, on Instagram maybe, who knows, wherever you see things in media, Pinterest, YouTube, wherever it is, you'll see someone modeling something or just a picture of something, some beautiful person standing in New York City streets, and it looks great as they're walking in the crosswalk, and then like they can't do anything in that outfit. Have you bought something because you saw something that inspired you to create that outfit on Pinterest, and then you put it on your body and you're like, what? No, this works because it was laying flat on the ground, no body involved. Like, as you live in these clothes, they don't function, they don't really work for normal life. The big ruffles, the short mini dresses. I honestly could think of a gajillion times that I have made this mistake. I think that we can often get caught up in like, oh my God, that looks so cute on the internet. And until we have enough experience to know what will work in our lives and know that like certain things will not function correctly and they won't look as cute as they do online, we can make a lot of purchases in this category. And I think we should start working on avoiding it. You and me both. Clothes that are almost right. Okay, this happens to me pretty often. I would say I'll add something to my wish list because I saw it who knows where, or I was putting an outfit together and I thought I needed it to add it to this outfit, it would work. I'll put it on my wish list, and then I will always, all my clothes are secondhand for the most part, so I will then for the next month, year, I'll look for that thing in a thrift store. And many such cases of me seeing something that looks almost right and getting it and then regretting that purchase. This can be something as like, I want a warm brown pair of shoes, okay? And I've been searching for months for that thing. And then I find something at the thrift store that almost is right, but it's not the right tone of brown. It's like a cooler tone of brown. And I'm like, well, you know what? I've already been looking for months. This is close enough. I'll do this. And then I get those shoes home and they're not what I was looking for. And now I don't wear them anywhere near as much because they don't fit into my wardrobe. They don't fill the gap that like I was searching for this thing for. It almost did, but it didn't. I did this a lot when I first got into thrifting because I would go looking for like certain things, certain silhouettes. I really like intricate things with like lace, crochet, embroidery, you know, anything that's like detailed like that, I really like. And so early on in those days, I would buy anything that had that stuff in it, regardless of the color. And then I would get it home and I would never wear it because what do you mean am I gonna wear a berry red shirt? No, I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it. That's something that's almost just right? Like the actual garment is right, but the color is just not. But for the most part, if I do that, I will regret it. Another category of clothes that I almost always regret buying are things that need something done to them. Okay, if you're a thrifter, you probably know this habit all too well, but it's buying something that is almost right that you just tell yourself, I just need to buy this because I'll just do XYZ thing to it to make it perfect. I need to dye it. I need to remove dye from it. I need to hem it. I need to fix this hole, remove this stain, like XYZ. It could be, and there's an endless list of things that I have bought something thinking, oh, it's just this little imperfection and I can definitely fix that. No. I will say over the last like maybe year or two, I've gotten a lot better about that. I have taken the time to get my items cared for, mainly because I'm trying to just buy less stuff. And so I'm focusing more on making the things that I have, things that I will wear more often. I made a whole video about that if you want to go watch it. I'll probably make another one for summer where I care for the things I already have to stop myself from shopping, like because of that specific intention. So I think for the most part, unless you have proven yourself to be someone who will take the time to do those things, we don't need to be making those purchases. We will regret them. Clothes that feel like work. Okay, I hate when I have to ask Madison to help me put something on. There are rare occasions where we're getting dressed up and like needing to look much nicer than we normally do. Obviously, certain dresses require zippers, and in those special cases, okay, sure, I have like 2 things like that in my closet. Other than that, I'm not trying to buy clothes that feel like work. If I have to wear something else to wear this thing, I don't want it. I will regret it. If I have to struggle to put it on, if I have to squeeze myself into it, if I have to have shapewear to wear it, no. If it's too itchy, no. If it's too tight, no. It's so much work to put the damn thing on. No. If the clothing is giving me another to-do list, another task that I have to do to wear it, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Clothes that don't fit your real life. Okay? Do I wear heels? Well, no. Maybe once a year if I have to, if I'm forced to. I'll do everything I can to avoid it. It's recently become socially acceptable to wear sneakers with business casual, okay? And I'm very grateful for that. But on the rare occasion that I do need to wear heels, do I have one pair? Yes. Do I need to buy any more? No. If I buy more, will I regret it? Yes. Is that dress really cute? Do I want to buy it? Yes. In my head, I'm going to a Paris dinner party with it. But is that my real life? Well, no, I have no plans to go to Paris. There's this blazer or this dress that's beautiful, stunning, would make an incredible outfit. I work from home in Austin, Texas. I don't need a blazer both because of the heat and because there's no one here. No one's gonna see my blazer, well, except for you. But you don't care what I'm wearing. Right? I used to buy this stuff a lot, stuff that didn't fit my life, because if I saw something and it was beautiful, I would like aspire to find a reason to wear the thing. I think that is an awful reason to buy something and that you will most likely regret if you do that. Please hold for the bird clock. This is becoming normal in my videos. I think buying something like for an aspirational life that is not yours, for an occasion that does not exist yet, is a purchase that you will most likely regret. I also regret most of my purchases of things that require special care. I try not to wash the clothes that require special care. I try to be very careful if I have something that I can't just throw in the washer like normal. I try very careful not to wear it where I could get a stain on it or it could get ripped or etc, etc. And oftentimes I regret those purchases because the second something happens to it where I want to just throw it in the washer and get the stain off, I can't. I'm not a dry clean girly. I don't want to take my stuff to the dry cleaner. I am literally a don't separate the colors and just let it go type of girl. So if I buy something that requires special care, I will most likely regret it because I will not be getting wear out of it, and I know that about myself. I don't even think that those types of clothes really fit my life either, so it doesn't make sense. And like having that realization will help you avoid buying things that you just don't need, and that's one example of it that's happened to me. I like to think of myself as your like big sister or best friend who helps convince you you don't need to spend money on things, you don't need to buy new things to be happy. And I hope this video helped jog some of those things in your brain, maybe got you some aha moments. If you did, let me know which ones in the comments you agree with, you don't agree with. If there's a type of purchase that you always regret buying but I didn't mention, let me know in the comments. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You can check out our sponsor at the top of the description. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.